Dude, this just can't get much worse. Does that make it that we have the worst losing streak in the NHL now? Yeah, we're kind of tied with Vancouver. Yeah, be grouped into Vancouver in any category is kind of terrible in of itself. Oh, not anymore, man. Those two teams, they're going neck and neck for that Dolan race. Oh, what are we at now? 2% odds to get that first overall pick? I'll take that any day of the week. Oh boy, ping pong just became my favorite sport. Hello guys, welcome back to DSFR Game 74 Stars for the Capitals. And, well, the Stars are going to need this, aren't they? Wait a second, they don't even need this. They already have it. And, obviously the Stars are using it quite well on this road trip, and really has been one of their main contributors on this total team as a whole. Now I'll say nothing else on the matter, except I'll just put it right here, and when the Stars decide to not use it, I'll finally take it down. Now the Stars lose 3-4 to the Washington Capitals, getting back to the game, and what seems like a broken record, the Stars blow it in the last few minutes of a game in regulation. Now the Stars coming into this game at a 6-game winning streak against the Washington Capitals, and oh boy, if I haven't learned anything this season, that the Stars just love to break hearts and streaks like that one. In fact, I think there was something like 24-1-2 against Washington Capitals since something like 2006. It's been incredible what they've done against Washington Capitals, and again, they blow it against them, and really, this is a new Dallas Stars, and not really in a good way. Now the Stars strike first a few minutes into the game after killing a penalty. Washington Capitals power play. They end up getting a power play for themselves. Radulov's at the point. There's Sagan wide open on the other side. Radulov makes a fantastic set pass right to Sagan, and of course he's right in front, and he makes a brilliant shot, and the Stars find themselves up 1-0 on a great pass by Radulov and a converter by Tyler Sagan to get his 39th of the season. Now the first period keeps winding down as both defenses were great. There was a few power plays and a few penalties in this game in the first period, but overall the defenses were fantastic in the first period. Now Tom Wilson basically gets a semi-breakaway on the Stars. He kind of goes around Lennon, but Lennon makes a fantastic save on him, thankfully. But of course the Capitals would come in the next few minutes to get another goal. The Capitals getting lots of pressure and lots of shots in this little shift here, this fantastic shift that they're having, basically rattling off shots against Lettinen, but then the rebound comes right off Lettinen's pad, right to TJ Oshie. Of course, he converts the bobblehead night on his night. He scores, and basically, it was a good goal, but Lettinen definitely should have had that. Another goal that he kind of weeks away, and this is honestly just what happens when Lettinen is just kind of expected to be the starter. And, he's a good backup. But he didn't have the greatest night. Now, he didn't have a terrible night, but the goals that he allowed, most of them were pretty iffy. Now, a few shifts later, Niskanen, the former Dallas Star, shoots from the points. Now, it looked to go off of, I think it was Brett Connolly's shoulder, but it just doesn't skip off of him, but it just goes above his shoulder and into the net. Lettinen thought it was deflected by the stick, ended up not being so, and Lettinen looks kind of dumb in that play, allowing a goal there. Now, it would be reviewed for high sticking, but later they determined a good goal. Connolly didn't even touch the puck at all, and Niskanen gets a goal against its former team. Another goal against a former team for the Dallas Stars. Another player buying him in the back again, and it was a fine goal, but Lettinen, come on, it wasn't even deflected at all. I think he was kind of expecting it to be deflected, but nonetheless, he allowed a pretty terrible goal there. Niskanen, it was a good shot, but of course Lettinen should have had that. In that little time span, the Stars allowed 2 goals in 1 minute and 30 seconds, and that is ball-breaking. That is just absolutely atrocious. I think it was in the first few minutes of the second, but allowed 2 goals just like that, just a snap, and they're down to 1 already. It just bites you in the back. Now the Stars go on the power play as Ben makes a fantastic pass to Klingberg, and he doesn't just shoot it wide like he normally does. He makes a fantastic shot as it goes bar down. Fantastic shot, and he puts the Stars tied 2-2. That was a very clutch goal and a very, very needed goal as John Klingberg gets another goal. He kind of needed a goal and kind of needed a good game here. That was his first multi-point game since I think it was January 23rd. Something ridiculous, and he finally gets it, and a good goal by him, and he ties it, thankfully. Now the Stars have too many men on the ice, and they give a power play to the Washington Capitals as they waste a few seconds on the timeline, but then it goes into face-off in the Stars zone. It goes, the Capitals win the faceoff right to Ovechkin. Of course, he is absolutely wide open. How could you leave Ovechkin open like that? And he scores another goal, and he gets another one, and he gets the first of the game. But a great power play goal by him. Of course, the Stars leaving him that open. I'll never know why they did that, but the game is not tied anymore. It's 3-2 Capitals. Now, a few minutes after that, Ben wins the faceoff, just explodes off the rush. He goes around the defenseman and makes a fantastic play. Now, keep in mind, it was a little bit of a weak goal by Holtby, but a fantastic dangle to get around the defenseman by Jamie Benn. And of course, that's a clutch goal as he ties it 4-4 for the Dallas Stars. And that's just a brilliant goal by him in the third period. Janmark has a wide opportunity to start the third period, and he whiffs on it because, of course, he does. He doesn't whiff on it. He shoots it wide, but a brilliant, brilliant chance, literally wide open in front of the slot, and he misses the net. The Stars and the Capitals have a 4-on-4, which means, of course, there's 4 people on the ice for both teams. Penn has a wide open opportunity. The puck is literally in the air. He could have battened it down, and he was right in front of the net. He could have battened it down and gotten the goal, but instead he whiffs on it. The play goes back up the ice. Carlson, the Washington Capitals cycle it for a bit. Carlson gets it in the point, and he absolutely crushes it, and he makes the Capitals go up 5-4. And you know, when he's that close to Klingberg in points, and of course, for the Norris consideration, it just hurts a little bit. I don't have too much faith in Klingberg winning the Norris at this point, but you know, every point, everything helps. And the clock keeps grinding and grinding and ticking and ticking, and the Stars do zero about it. They don't really have too much of an attack in the last few minutes because, of course, they don't. Capitals do a great job of shutting everything down and playing good in the last few minutes. And really, the Capitals did deserve to win this game, but for the Stars to, have points in their grasp and once again in this road trip blow it, it's so aggravating on a level where they pretty much have to win every game at this point to get into the playoffs and secure that spot. At this point, they have to win almost every single game, and when you blow at least a point here tonight, it goes a long way, and really, I have really zero hope in this team anymore, and I just have no hope in this team succeeding or getting to the playoffs at least. I mean, you saw one of my takes at Tidbit. I really don't think it's happening. This road trip has just sunk their season in so many ways. I think that 6-game winning streak started with the first road game, and the Stars haven't been bad on road, except for this road trip, and the road trip really started a lot of things, and of course a 6-game losing streak, and this road trip was really as disastrous as it could be. And not to mention that the Stars were being hit by an injury bug. Richie was out tonight, Spezza was out tonight. It was so bad that Curtis McKenzie had to be called up on basically emergency basis and play tonight. Basically, the Stars were scraping at the bottom of the barrel, 4 players right now, and when Curtis McKenzie is playing, it's not really too great of a sign there. As the first regulation loss against Washington since November 30th, 2006, and no, I'm not making that up. That is a seriously long streak to be broken here, and that is just craziness. I mean, for that streak to be something is another thing of itself, but for the Stars to blow this game again, it's just aggravation to a whole nother level. And when teams like Colorado win tonight, that really signifies the Stars are as done as it gets. And all I can really hope for in this team is that you go on a 9-game winning streak and somehow get it. That's the only way it's happening, and I don't see it. The schedule is just too against them for them to go on that streak, and let alone if they go on that streak, it's still going to be not secured that they're going to be in the playoffs, and that's a big thing. I just don't think it's happening. They're going to have to go on a serious run. They're going to have to hope some teams lose out, and it's just all the odds are against them. Now they've really dug themselves in this hole, and they're going to pay for it. And it's not only like the team has played crap in these 6 games. I don't think that there's really any game where they were absolutely crap throughout the whole game. Nothing was really working. A lot of these games are close ones. Close games that they are finding ways to lose, and that's the biggest thing that's happening for them. Early in the season, in that middle point where they're the best, around the All-Star break, that was basically the best part of the Stars season around that spot. Around that part, on that part, they had the best record. That was just the part that they were the best. And we look back at that, they were finding ways to win. They were finding ways to not really come back, but to get leads and to keep them. And that is the biggest difference that I'm seeing from today's Stars from like a couple months ago. This team is not holding on to leads whatsoever. If you have a lead, it's gone. If you have anything, any sort of winning, any sort of anything, they'll find a way to blow it. And in this losing streak, man, it's just been exposed to a whole nother level. This team just is finding a way to lose right now, and it's really showing, of course, with the 6-game losing streak. And again, it's not helping that Bishop is out. Letton is not the starter. He's not a starter on any team, and he is really showing that. He didn't have a terrible game, but wasn't good at all either, and really that goalie position is looking exposed. Now, honestly, if the Stars are out, I want to see McKenna get some starts. Just let him play I just want to see him get some action at least. And, I just can't help but look towards the future, see what we have next season, look at the draft, and see the options there. I mean, right now, it's looking bleaker and bleaker by the day as the days go on, and the more and more this happens, the more I'm going to let the draft sue me. And it's become apparent that even though the team hasn't played badly in this road streak, they're just not good enough to make the playoffs. And even if they did, let's say the Stars kept that spot and kept going, I still think that they'd get blown out. If not a season sweep, but it'd be pretty close. This team is not good at all. The depth has really been an issue for a while now. They're not scoring too much. The depth is really missing a lot of chances. They're just not generating enough, really. Defense is inconsistent. The goaltending is, of course, inconsistent as you can ever get, and there's just a lot of inconsistencies about this team that really need to be ironed out, and there's just a lot of problems overall. And the sad thing is, just 2 months ago, if you would have said to me the Stars would be out of the playoffs, and it was looking like they were going to be pretty much well out of the playoffs, at this point, I'd be skeptical, but I'm pretty much ignore you. At that point, it was looking pretty secure that the Stars were going to do that, and they're going to keep going and playing well. They were playing well, really, really good hockey last couple of months ago, and they were doing great. And now looking back on how much they've slid and how much they've dug themselves in just a gigantic hole that they really can't come up from, it's just depressing. We had that spot locked up, but apparently we didn't. And really, the Stars, I think that, I don't think it's on the management. I don't think it's on the coaching itself. I just think it's the players themselves that haven't stepped up when they needed to, and that, some crucial injuries here and there have just been kind of sinking the ship, and really the Stars have kind of crumbled, at least the players-wise, at the exact wrong time of the season, and that's really showing in the standings. But as we look towards the future, we have the Bruins on Friday at home. Of course, at home is probably going to be a little bit better than the road trip that we've had, so that's good. Getting back at home, but I'm really not going to expect a win. I'm not going to expect a win until we actually get a win. That's my line right there. If we actually get a win, I'll actually start expecting us to do well, but until then, I don't see it happening. But yeah, I'm actually pretty good at ping pong myself, so hey, hopefully that works towards the lottery time. All I know is that Dolan will look pretty good in victory green, or should it just be losing green? I really have no idea at this point. But that's going on, guys. Like, subscribe, and not ring that bell. Yeah, and tell me down below what you think of this depressing season and what's just been going on. And I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.